What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you all have a fantastic day today, and today I have a very exciting model unboxing for you all. I really hope each and every one of you are excited for today's video, and without any further delay, let's go ahead and get started, everybody. So glad to be back to doing a few single model reviews here. I'm waiting for Black Friday for my next bulk order, so I thought it would work well here, and this is a really cool model that I'm very excited to talk about, so I'm excited to get it out. We're not going to waste any further time, so let's just go ahead and get started. Now, again, this is a really cool model, a very unique one, and I think honestly it fits well for its own videos, so this all worked out very well. This is an eBay purchase, and I'll leave a link in the description once we get into the context if you're interested in getting an aircraft like this. So here we go for some packing peanuts, and there is the aircraft inside right there. And as we speak, everybody, we have actually a Velocity Models mold. I thought it was AeroClassics when I saw it, and that's what it was listed as, but you'll see here what we're referring to in just a second. But as you can see right here, we have a Velocity Models mold 1:400 scale, and this is a Frontier Airbus A320Neo, and I'll show you the tail once we get it out. So let's go ahead and get into all the details. I'm excited for this, and it's going to be awesome. This did start, as Ordinal to Cardinal, but you'll see here in just a moment it is not Ordinal to Cardinal. So let's go ahead and get it out, and I'll show you what it is. Very tight packing, but man, this is looking absolutely fantastic. So here comes the aircraft, and here it is. This is going to be the AeroClassics, I guess, or rather, I guess you can call it a custom 1:400 scale Frontier Airbus A320Neo, or I guess it's the CFM, but this is Pike the Otter. So really excited to have this aircraft. This is a really good one for a variety of reasons, and I am really glad to have this aircraft. So let's go ahead and get into the details, everybody. Okay, so first and foremost, Diecast Deals 915 on eBay has a variety of really awesome Frontier Airbus customs. So he has this one and various others. He had like Powder the Polar Bear, Griswold the Bear, a bunch of really great Frontier customs. So I can't recommend checking them out enough. And as you can see right here, it is the real deal. I don't know how he did it, but as you can see right here, it looks super, super nice. So you're probably wondering why I decided to buy Pike particularly. So here we go for some references, boys. So Syracuse Aviation and myself are really big on just kind of picking on these Frontier tails because some of them look kind of goofy, particularly Griswold the Bear and this one, Pike the Otter. And it was really, really cool that both of us this previous month in October got to see Pike the Otter, at the Baltimore Thurgood International Airport, really unintentionally. It was so cool. So here he is right here. Really glad to have this aircraft, and what a special moment. Anderson and I, like I said, we love really depicting and kind of picking on these Frontier tails, especially the goofy ones. There's so many good ones that Diecast Deals 915 had on his eBay page, and I really want to take advantage of more of them, but as you can see right here, I only have one. I might buy some more later on, but all of you probably know how many Frontier aircraft I already have. But like I said, for the reason that Syracuse and I saw this in Baltimore, and just because of how goofy of a tail it is, I've also seen this in Albuquerque and a couple other times as well. I couldn't pass up on getting Pike the Otter, especially with this being a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, considering how great of a custom this is. This is the only slight part that you could argue that's not amazing, but especially the tail is S tier. It is a really, really cool aircraft, and I'm so glad to have this in the collection. And Pike's going to make many references here for my 1:400 scale fleet. So I'm so glad to have this. Again, feel free to check out Diecast Deals 915 on Instagram, or I'm sorry, on eBay. Not a sponsored video, but as you can see, this work is fantastic. And I bought from him before. I got some American Airlines Airbus IAE customs, one of which is actually over here. This is the IAE A319 I got. So he does a really good job. And he usually always every 6 months or so has some custom aircraft that he does or something like that. So it's going to be a really good aircraft. I'm excited to take a look at this, and I hope each and every one of you are as well. Let me go ahead and turn this aircraft, and we'll go ahead and zoom in and get into all the details you need to see here. Let me see if I can get a little bit better angle here so there's not the shadow there. There we go, of this Frontier Airbus A320Neo. And again, this is Pike the Otter. Alrighty, starting up here at the front, let me get it tilted. So you have the cockpit windows right here, and this is the only slight area where it's like, but again, no criticism to be had. These are really tough to do, but Pike the Otter, as you can see, this is really good for the sizing. I thought that he did a pretty solid job. This is really tough to do, so I'm honestly not complaining. And again, for the sentimental value of Pike, I can forgive this. In addition, usually a jet bridge will be over right here anyway, so that honestly works out really well. I'll turn to the other side, and as you can see, the other side maybe looks slightly better perhaps. So again, not a huge deal for me particularly though, but that's just a note. If you do want to buy one of these aircraft, definitely assess the pictures thoroughly so you know what you're getting yourself into. outside of that, we just got the biggest con out of the way, which is really exciting. Here's the L1 door, and as you can see, we got the window and the lever. Again, I guess this is a velocity mode, which is really cool. However, you can relate this more to AeroClassics because that was the foundation. It has a little bit of a yellow tint to it. I think it's just my particular aircraft, but it's pretty hard to see, and I'll even throw some shade up. It's even harder to see with shade, just really the sun kind of bringing that out. But here's the Frontier billboard titles right here. As you can see, they look really good. And here's the blue line, which is nice. They've had some interesting hybrids there over time, so that's nice. Frontier is all economy. We know this. I'll have a Frontier video coming out in the future at some point, so you'll get to see what the Frontier experience is all about. You do have the nose landing gear, nose landing gear door, which looks solid considering the size of the aircraft. Then, of course, you got the hazard down there as well, which is really good. And then over the wing here, this didn't have to be touched because this was the Ordinal to Cardinal, so this is all the original, which is nice. Then you got the emergency exit there, as you can see. Looks really good, nice detail there. The Frontier engines got to remain the same, so that was certainly nice. And then you got the main landing gear too, which also looked really good. Here's the Shotcut on the outside, and let me go ahead and show the inside. So somehow they did an amazing job, Diecast Deals 915, of getting Pike on the inside. I cannot believe that he was able to do it that well. I would love to know how that was done, but the fact that that was able to be done to that detail is just absolutely incredible. So huge shout out to Diecast Deals 915 for literally providing a deal on that Shotcut. Absolutely fantastic effort, and so glad that it looks that amazing. You can see it from a glance how great it looks. So ultimately, I was very, very pleased to see that when I did, and just getting the model here and really getting into the details, you can really see how great of a job that was. So ultimately, absolutely fantastic to say the least. Here's the flyfrontier.com titles, and then you got the blue line here behind. Let me see if I can get back all the way into the sun. Apologies, everybody. Let me just move back here so we can make sure to get all the light that we can on it. So as you can tell, it looks absolutely fantastic. Then the registration of Pike the Otters, November 235 Foxtrot Romeo. You can see a little line here of where the decal was applied. Not a huge deal to me. I can't really see it, you know, unless if I'm particularly trying to look at it. My attention gravitates to what's right here. Hello, Pike. So Pike is officially in the collection. This is just absolutely fantastic. I have probably a dozen Frontier airplanes at this point. So the real reason that I got this aircraft, as we know, is for Pike the Otter. So once again, Pike is a great guy. Anderson and I most recently got to see a Pike at Baltimore, which is so cool. And it's Pike, Griswold, and then Anderson has his assortment that he really likes. I have my assortment that we really like, but we all pretty much mutually agree on every tail, whether we have like categories. So we have the best looking tails, which usually can be the mammals. Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. Then you have the mid-tier animals, which they look okay, but they're not amazing. Like the Falcon's one of them that, you know, it's just kind of interesting. And then you just have the silly gooses, and that's going to be Griswold, that's going to be Pike, that's going to be all these Frontier tails. So there's so many on there. Like Powder to Polar Bear, I really like the Penguins. I have that model. And you got some like Baja the Wild Shark that are just a reference in and of himself. And then you got Pike. So Pike's good. I want to get Rosie at some point. There's a bunch of them that I really want to get, but Pike, I mean, let's just zoom into this face a little bit more so we can really get a grasp. I'm sorry that's a little pixelated there, but that gives you a really good view of how great of a job this is. You can really see just Pike's just, you know, he's just vibing, dude. There's no other way to say it, really. He's an interesting otter. I mean, an otter's a really interesting creature. And I know that's a standard otter, but considering how wide the eyes are, and then of course you get the nose, it looks like a bear hybrid, which is really interesting. Maybe a bear dog hybrid, something like that. It's a very interesting creature though, and Pike really looks great in this tail. So Frontier certainly chooses some interesting angles here. Unfortunately, Griswold is not on the table. Do I have Poppy the Prairie Dog? I don't see Poppy, but Poppy's another, actually Poppy's over here. I can get Poppy to show you how Poppy can compare up to Pike. And another really good example, and this is nice so you can see how the tail looks compared to a Gemini Jets example. As you can see here, Poppy's not really kicking it either, as you can see. Poppy's just looking off in the space. He's really interesting. And then you got Pike, which is just, he's just vibing. There's no other way to say it, to be completely honest. So really interesting vibes right there, but again, really, really nice to say the very least. The right side of the aircraft is also really good. You got the cargo door, you got some various details throughout here. Again, Pike on this side looks a little bit better. I think that this side came out really solid. So it's like it was almost in pencil written on, which I don't think it was. It just kind of the texture that looks like, which honestly isn't bad. You still get Pike, which is the most important part. This Shotcut also came out looking really good on Pike. That looks awesome. And then Pike on the right side looks arguably better than on the left. It looks so, so nice. I'm really glad to have Pike in the fleet. Again, diecast deals did so many, like Powder to Polar Bears, one I really want, and there's several of those aircraft that I really would like to get. That lighting is miserably bad. Let me at least get an angle so you can get a little bit better view. There's so many good ones, and the eBay link will be in the description. Hopefully there's still some available. I offered $30 and he took it, which was really nice, and then the $8 shipping made it like $38. So honestly, I thought this was absolutely fantastic deal. And again, I'm really glad to have Pike, and definitely go on his eBay page and see if you can find one that you like. And definitely pick it up because they're really, really great. And I'm so glad to have Pike in the fleet. Again, he's a great guy, really making a difference in a bunch of silly gooses. I know Syracuse will be very pleased at the result of Pike. So Anderson, comment below for the boys and let them know how proud you are of Pike and all the references that Frontier is making at the various airports that they serve. Really interesting animal, really interesting references, and ultimately Pike's doing what he does best and certainly will be quite an asset for many years to come. So I really hope each and every one of you enjoyed this unboxing video. Glad to have Pike in the collection. He'll be a great asset and a really good rotational piece. I know it's kind of funny to say it like that, but certainly will be a nice compliment, and I'm looking forward to utilizing him, and I may have to get another one. We'll see. I really want Griswold since the A320Neo, and I really don't want to sell my Gemini CEO, so we'll decide how we want to do that, but I might have to get Griswold since he's such a meme. Maybe I just have 2 Griswolds, and that might just have to work. But anyways, with all that being said, everybody, that'll do for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I really want to thank each and every one of you for watching today's video. My name is Redriveraviation. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Trust the process. Do what you love and love you do. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon as Redriveraviation is signing off.